They didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be.
This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something.
No more royal favours. No more security. No more second chances. King Charles has drawn a sharp line in the sand. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have been stripped of their military honours, evicted from their royal residence, and publicly distanced from the inner sanctum of the monarchy. But, despite all this, why can't King Charles strip them or their children of their royal titles? Grab your tea and tighten your tiaras, because this story is tangled in royal laws, family secrets, palace whispers, and just maybe, a hidden scandal that the monarchy doesn't want the world to see. The Sussex saga took a dramatic turn the day Harry and Meghan stepped back from royal duties in 2020. The media coined it Megxit, but behind the headlines, a constitutional and personal chess game began playing out, one that's still unfolding. At the heart of it, titles. Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Archie, Princess Lilibet.
Why did you leave? The simplest answer is
Lack of support. My biggest concern was history repeating itself.
These titles hold enormous weight, not just in tradition, but in status, public perception, and yes, even in cold, hard money. So when rumours surfaced that King Charles was ready to strip them of these titles, royal watchers waited with bated breath. But spoiler alert, it didn't happen. And here's why. Unlike the military honours and royal patronages King Charles has already revoked, the royal titles of Harry, Meghan and their children are protected by law. Specifically, letters patent issued by King George V in 1917, yes, more than a century ago, legally define who gets to be a prince or princess of the United Kingdom.
I just didn't want to be alive anymore. And that was a very clear and real and frightening, constant thought.
Under those rules, only the children and grandchildren of a reigning monarch, through the male line, automatically receive royal titles. When Queen Elizabeth was alive, Archie and Lilibet weren't entitled. But when Charles became king, they became eligible by default. To strip them of those titles now would require a formal act of Parliament, something so rare and politically charged, it hasn't happened in modern memory. According to a BBC legal analyst, the king does not have unilateral power to revoke a title. It's not as simple as signing a document or issuing a decree. In other words, this isn't Game of Thrones. It's British constitutional law. And Parliament, well, let's just say they've got bigger problems, like Brexit aftermath, cost of living crises, and NHS waiting lists. Trying to erase Harry and Meghan's titles would risk a political firestorm, a constitutional headache, and international drama. Even the idea of removing their titles has been floated in Parliament, but never advanced. It's a legal minefield, and one the monarchy seems very reluctant to step into. Make no mistake, King Charles could suggest or support a bill to remove their titles. But the optics, catastrophic. It would look vindictive, petty, even authoritarian, and public opinion, divided. Some Britons support stripping the Sussexes of all titles. Others believe that would only make them martyrs in the public eye, fueling their global media brand even more. Social media explodes every time this topic is mentioned. Take this recent X post. If Charles dares strip Archie and Lilibet of their titles, he'll look like a bitter old king punishing children. Doesn't exactly scream modern monarchy, does it? Or another viral TikTok. Harry and Meghan don't need the titles. But if Charles takes them away, you best believe season 3 of Harry and Meghan is getting greenlit tomorrow. Behind palace walls, royal insiders whisper of something darker, a crime of secrecy. Some claim that Harry's memoir, Spare, almost shattered the monarchy by lifting the veil on private tensions, unconscious bias, and veiled racism. Could the royal family be sitting on even more damaging information? a reason they won't escalate the war by revoking titles. One royal biographer hinted in a Daily Mail interview, "It's not just about legality or image, it's about containment." There's a fear, unspoken but very real, that pushing Harry too far could trigger a second bombshell memoir. Or worse, a leak that changes everything. The palace may be choosing silence over scorched earth. Let's not forget, Harry and Meghan have already aired the royal dirty laundry. They've accused palace officials of racism, neglect, and cruelty. They've monetized their story with Netflix deals, Spotify shows, and memoirs. Some say they've crossed the line. Others argue they're reclaiming their narrative. But what's undeniable is this: they still hold the royal titles. And they're not giving them up. A 2023 piece by The Guardian pointed out, while the Sussexes have left royal life, they haven't relinquished the monarchical branding. The titles offer global recognition. They are valuable, culturally, politically, and commercially. Earlier this year, King Charles made it crystal clear: Harry is no longer a working royal. The military titles are gone, the cottage is gone, but when it comes to Archie and Lilibet, he's treading carefully. Why? Because punishing children born into this institution could backfire spectacularly, especially when the monarchy is trying to stay relevant in the modern world. And with Meghan having declined to attend the coronation, citing security and protective instincts, speculation swirled. Is the rift too wide to heal? Or is there more going on behind the scenes? Here's what we know so far. 2020. Harry and Meghan exit the royal family. 2021. Explosive Oprah interview shocks the world. 2022. Queen Elizabeth II passes away. 2023. Charles becomes king, strips Harry of military honours. 2024. Harry releases Spare. Meghan's podcast gets cancelled. 2025. Titles remain untouched, despite growing tension. So what happens next? Here's where it gets mysterious. A royal mole reportedly told The Times that the king has been advised not to pursue title removal for now, due to unknown variables. What does that mean? Are there legal issues we don't know about? Evidence Meghan or Harry could use in court? Or is this simply the palace playing a long game, waiting for public opinion to shift? In the shadowy corridors of monarchy, silence often hides the loudest secrets. Meanwhile, the court of public opinion remains fiercely divided. Posts like, "Meghan is exploiting her Duchess title while trashing the royals. Strip it already." And the counterview, removing titles from innocent kids. That's a whole new level of cold. The digital world is just as tangled as the real one. This story isn't just about titles. It's about legacy, power, control, and the slow unravelling of a family that once seemed untouchable. The crown may rest on Charles's head, but the drama still circles the Sussex name like vultures. For now, the law protects their titles. But in a world where secrets leak, alliances shift, and image is everything, no one's crown is ever truly secure. What do you think? Should King Charles push Parliament to strip the Sussexes of their titles? Or is this royal feud already costing more than it's worth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're here for the real tea, subscribe for more shocking twists, royal secrets, and all the behind the palace gates drama. Because in the House of Windsor, nothing stays buried forever.